our objective tonight is to see how these killings will end. Don't forget, there is an Operation Cat Race ongoing in 6 states of the Federation. So how far with all of that? With a visit of the president to Benue State and some other states, including Plateau, Taraba State, why have these killings continued? So tonight we have a panel to discuss this issue, ranging from different perspectives tonight on the program. I have from our Abuja studio a security consultant, Mr. Bala Ibrahim, and here in Lagos is a retired military officer, Colonel Hassan Stanlabo. From Makurdi in Benue State is a Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Mr. Lawrence Onoja. Gentlemen, many thanks for coming on the program tonight. Let me begin from Makurdi tonight on the program and ask you, the commissioner there in the state, these killings have continued. The president has visited. He's made some statement. What are the effects since he left?
Well, thank you very much. So far, so good. We really need to give kudos to the Commissioner for Police here in the States. The security agencies in the States really have done a lot. We're actually very happy with their responses to issues that we call them up to help us tackle. But ever since the president's visit, there has still been 1 or 2 issues going on here in the States. But hopefully, we are being hopeful that a lot of these things will be handled by the security agencies.
We understand that the Operation Cat Race is ongoing. Are you feeling the effects? Can you see the military on the ground? What are the things you can tell us on that?
Well, the military are concentrating on flashpoints that are at the border areas of Guma local government, Logo local government, Makurdi. Well, let me make a correction. It's not an operation, it's an exercise. And it's one of the requests that was done to the president when he came for the exercise to be converted to a full-fledged operation. Because it being an exercise, their command references are limited. You know, so we want it to be a full-fledged operation for them to actually go after these perpetrators and bring them to book. It being just a simple exercise, we are not really satisfied with it. So far, they have not really done much engagement, although they have arrested 1 or 2 armed Fulani men, but we are still not fully satisfied with what is going on, because there's so much going on, and especially in those border areas, they end up just, you know, pushing back Fulani herdsmen who are coming in their numbers in certain areas. But in as much as they are doing that, we are still getting reports of border villages where Fulanis have actually even taken up the houses of those who have fled from those areas, and their cattle are busy grazing freely in those areas. And so we are not satisfied with this, especially given the fact that we have a law in these states that bans open grazing.
Okay, let's ask a former military officer, perhaps he understands the difference between an exercise and an operation, and for the fact that the Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka, had said, look, declare these people terrorists. Colonel Hassan Stanlabo, what does it matter anyways? You declare them, you do not declare them. Does it take away the fact that these people are performing heinous crimes on the people of Nigeria? What difference does it make if, for example, some of these killer herders are declared terrorists?
Thank you so much, Sean. It beats me hollow, I must say, that we are rather, do I say, hesitant at declaring them terrorists. I think enough is enough, okay? And of course, the reasons cannot be far-fetched. If we declare them terrorists, it brings them on the watch list of the global terrorism watchdogs
But they
out
are
there.
already
Right?
on the terrorism index reports as classified as fourth most deadly
Yes.
group in the world.
Yes. But you should know that the international community is still still waiting for us to declare these guys terrorists. Because one, that would now attract a great deal of assistance from, say, the NATO member countries, that's the North Atlantic Treaty Organization member countries, to see how they can be of great deal of assistance to us in quelling this. And besides that too, our declaring them terrorists, of course, would make the watchdogs, the global watchdogs, to go after those individuals amongst us, especially the politicians, I must say, who are behind some of these guys. All right?
The hesitation
behind, of course. They are not working on their own.
You think there is some political undertone to this?
Sure, don't talk like a politician, because our politicians will talk to us as if they are the only ones that are gone to school. There are guys behind this, and most of them are politicians. I say it with no hesitation. I'm on national television. Okay?
And because, I mean, the reason why I'm asking that question is that you perhaps will have some fact. You're a former military officer. You'll be privy to some of this information that will make you talk the way and manner you have talked.
So, if we just sit here as a nation, allow our sovereignty as a nation to be trampled upon by individuals who we see probably as foreigners, walk into our country, armed, carry out all the what do I call it, damages we see on ground with all sorts of impunity, walk out, and we are not able to arrest one single one, I think it gives room for us to begin to suspect some level of complicity with the individuals who should be handling this.
Do you think that perhaps because of some kind of tribal relationship between...
You are going into the aspect of the ethnic and religious and... Yes, of course, you are correct.
Could it be the reason why it's a bit more difficult to handle?
You see, with the situation on ground, it leaves citizens like you and I to allow our imaginations at times go too far. You begin to read all sorts of meanings into it, when ordinarily that shouldn't be. If only the president is well advised by those around him. I keep saying this. I have never had the cause to blame the president, but I blame the individuals whom he has picked around him that should be advising him on what to do.
Is it a failure of his advisors?
Is he the only one working in Ashorok? He's surrounded by a group of individuals.
With what is happening now and how it keeps happening, is it what failure, what would you attach a failure to?
I attach the failure to the government. You may want to now ask me who is government. Okay? In this, given the circumstance or the context within which we are discussing, I would want to see those in Abuja who should be overseeing our affairs, those whom we elected in. I am not concerned about all those hand-picked individuals. We should throw them out and, for Christ's sake, pick good hands and brains that can help us run this country, that can give the president the right advice.
Yeah. I mean, let me ask Mr. Bala Ibrahim, what has made this a bit difficult for the police, for example, the civil authorities to handle? It falls on their lap, isn't it? Because the police is the one responsible to take care of civil disobedience on this kind of situation where violence is happening around the country. What makes this case of the killer herders a bit more technical for the Nigerian police?
Well, thank you, Sean. The police has been handling it and handling it effectively and efficiently to the best of its ability. You know, Nigeria has a capacity of about less than 300 police to police about 200 million people. And you know, most of these attacks or crises are happening in areas that are not overwhelmingly, I mean, they are not overwhelmingly occupied by enough police. We have areas where quite all right, the police that are supposed to police those areas are not enough. And these crises are increasing on daily basis. Immediately there is a danger or immediately there is a crisis, the IGP makes special deployments like he did in Benue. In addition to what obtains on the ground, the IG made a deployment of about 10 units. And each unit has about 63 police men. When you have 10 units, you are talking of more than 630. Now, the attacks are not coming in tens or 20s. You have people that come in their hundreds. Sometimes they overrun an entire society. When you don't have enough, and these things are not happening just in tiny spots. As Benue is having its own problem, Taraba is having problem, Zamfara is having problem, there is problem in Anambra, there is problem in the northeast, and that is the problem all over the country.
All right.
So the police is overstretched,
okay.
but still within its own limits.